We tell ourselves stories about timing. I'll start chasing my dream when I have more money, when I have more time, when I feel more confident, when things settle down. But the reality is, life doesn't pause until you feel ready. It keeps moving moment by moment, day by day, whether you step into it fully or not. The perfect time you're waiting for, it's an illusion. There will always be challenges, always be uncertainty, always be something that makes you feel not ready. The truth is, readiness is not a requirement for action. Action is what creates readiness. Think about the opportunities that have already passed you by while you were waiting for someday. Those doors didn't close because you weren't capable. They closed because you were waiting for a version of life that doesn't exist, a version where every condition is flawless and risk-free. But if we're honest, those perfect conditions never come. Beginning where you are means accepting your current circumstances, your strengths and your struggles, and deciding that they are enough for you to take the first step. It's saying, I may not have everything I want yet, but I have enough to start. And that decision, that shift in mindset, is where real change begins. Perfection is a moving target. No matter how hard you try, there will always be another flaw to fix, another detail to polish, another standard you haven't quite met. And in the endless chase to appear perfect, something precious gets lost, your authenticity. When you focus on being present instead of perfect, you shift from performing to connecting. People don't remember you for how flawless you looked or how perfectly scripted your words were. They remember how you made them feel, the way you truly listened, the moments when you were fully engaged and unapologetically yourself. Perfection builds walls. Presence builds bridges. When we obsess over getting everything right, we close ourselves off, afraid to reveal anything messy or vulnerable. But when we allow ourselves to simply show up as we are, with our rough edges, awkward pauses, and unpolished moments, we give others permission to do the same. That's where real connection happens. Being present means putting down your phone during a conversation and actually hearing the person in front of you. It means resisting the urge to rehearse your next line while someone else is speaking. It means letting go of self-consciousness long enough to experience the moment fully, even if it's imperfect. Perfection may impress people for a moment, but presence impacts people for a lifetime. And the truth is, people are not drawn to your perfection. They're drawn to your humanity. Courage is not something you either have or don't have. It's something you build step by step, choice by choice. We often think bravery is reserved for grand, heroic acts, but in reality, courage lives in the small, everyday moments when you decide to show up despite uncertainty, fear, or discomfort. The mistake many people make is waiting to feel courageous before they act. They tell themselves, when I feel braver, I'll take the leap. But courage doesn't come before action. It comes because of action. You can't think your way into bravery. You have to act your way into it. Every time you speak up, when your voice shakes, every time you try something new knowing you might fail, every time you step into a room where you feel out of place but walk in any way, you're strengthening your courage muscle. Like any muscle, it grows with use. The more you show up, the less power fear has over you. Courage isn't about not feeling fear, it's about moving forward with fear in your pocket and refusing to let it drive the car. And over time, those moments of action stack up. What once terrified you becomes familiar. What once felt impossible becomes your new normal. That's the beauty of showing up consistently. You begin to trust yourself more. You begin to realize that you can handle discomfort, navigate uncertainty, and survive mistakes. And that realization, that unshakable belief in your own resilience, is the foundation of lasting courage. We're taught to fear failure, to see it as proof that we weren't good enough, smart enough, or strong enough. But failure isn't the enemy of success, it's the teacher of it. Every misstep, every rejection, every no you've heard in your life has been quietly handing you information about what works, what doesn't, where you need to grow, and how you can adapt. When you shift your perspective from failure as defeat to failure as feedback, the sting of falling short changes. It's no longer a final verdict on your worth. It's a signpost pointing you toward a better path. That job interview you didn't land, it taught you where your communication could improve. That business idea that didn't take off, it revealed what the market needed that you didn't provide. That relationship that fell apart, it showed you what you truly value and what you won't settle for again. The truth is, failure is proof you're in the game. You can't fail at something you never try. Sitting on the sidelines may feel safe, but it robs you of the growth and resilience that only come from taking risks. Every time you fail, you're building the skill of recovery, the ability to get back up, dust yourself off, and try again with more wisdom than you had before. Some of the world's most successful people didn't just fail once, they failed repeatedly, sometimes spectacularly. But instead of letting those moments define them, they let them refine them. They mined the lessons from the rubble and used them as building blocks for what came next. Failure doesn't close doors. It teaches you which ones to stop knocking on and which new ones to build yourself. In a world full of noise, distractions, and constant notifications, genuine connection has become rare and therefore more valuable than ever. We often assume relationships grow simply because of time spent together, but the truth is it's not time that deepens bonds, it's presence. You can spend hours with someone physically and still feel disconnected if your mind is somewhere else. Engagement means showing up in a way that communicates, you matter. I'm here with you. I'm listening. It's looking someone in the eye when they speak, not just hearing their words, but feeling their meaning. It's asking questions that go beyond, how was your day? And truly caring about the answer. It's putting away the phone during dinner, even if it buzzes, because the person in front of you is more important than the person on the screen. When you engage deeply, you create a safe space where others feel seen and valued. And in that space, walls come down. People share their real stories, their fears, their dreams. Trust builds not through grand gestures, but through these small, consistent moments of being fully there. Engagement also means giving a piece of yourself, your time, your energy, your attention, without holding back. It's not about having the perfect response or always knowing the right thing to say. It's about showing up in sincerity and letting the other person know they're worth your undivided focus. Relationships flourish in the soil of engagement. When people feel truly seen, they open up. When they feel heard, they lean in. And when they feel the value, they stay. For years, many of us were taught to hide our flaws, to present only the polished version of ourselves, believing that strength meant never showing weakness. But real strength is not about pretending to have it all together. It's about having the courage to let others see you as you truly are. Vulnerability is not weakness. It's the opposite. It takes far more bravery to admit, I don't have all the answers, than to hide behind a mask of perfection. When you allow people to see your struggles, your fears, and even your failures, you create a powerful bridge of trust. They see not an untouchable image, but a human being, someone they can relate to. Hiding behind walls might protect you from rejection, but it also keeps you from real connection. Vulnerability is the open door through which empathy, understanding, and love can walk in. It's what makes people feel safe to share their own truths with you, knowing they won't be judged or dismissed. When you share a personal story, maybe about a time you failed, a fear you faced, or a hardship you endured, you're not just revealing something about yourself, you're sending a message, you're not alone in this. That message can be life-changing for someone who feels isolated in their own struggles. Vulnerability doesn't mean oversharing or putting every detail of your life on display. It means being honest and authentic in a way that is both real and respectful. It's about removing the armor that keeps people at a distance and allowing genuine connection to take place. And here's the quiet truth. Vulnerability doesn't just build trust with others, it builds trust with yourself. Every time you choose to show up as you are, you reinforce the belief that you are enough, even without the mask. We often glorify the big leap, the dramatic transformation, the overnight success, the life-changing moment that seems to happen all at once. But real, lasting change rarely comes from one grand gesture. It comes from the accumulation of small, consistent steps taken over time, even when they feel almost insignificant in the moment. Think about a seed planted in the ground. You don't see anything at first. Days, weeks, sometimes months pass without visible change. But beneath the surface, roots are forming, foundations are strengthening, and life is quietly taking shape. Your efforts work the same way. Every small choice, reading one chapter of a book, having one honest conversation, taking one walk when you'd rather stay in bed, is a seed planted for your future self. Small steps are powerful because they're sustainable. You might not have the energy or resources to overhaul your entire life in one go, but you can take one step today, then another tomorrow. And the day after that, over time, those steps create momentum, and momentum changes everything. Consistency is what turns actions into habits and habits into a lifestyle. When you keep showing up, even in the tiniest ways, you build resilience, discipline, and trust in your own ability to follow through. These small wins add up, shaping your identity and proving to yourself that progress isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. The truth is, big achievements are often nothing more than the sum of countless small, unglamorous actions taken when no one is watching. They're built in quiet moments of commitment when you choose to do the next right thing instead of waiting for the perfect time.